Hello, namaskar, good morning. I'm going to talk a little bit today. Today is the 8th or the 9th, I think, of March 2022. It's morning, it's around 9 o'clock. And today it's a day that the local people, the leaders, have declared it as a national day of prayers. In that the political body by this present regime, the present government, they're actually saying that people should become more religious conscious, or they should be given to a life of prayers and reflection at least once a year. This is a very good decision, you find many leaders or many politicians exhorting people or telling them that they should pray or lead a spiritual life and to be good people, practice virtues and so on. You only find place happening is like these ancient civilizations like India, China, Egypt, some places in Africa, these Israel, many of the Islamic countries. These people, as part of their life, they pray. In fact, some of them, their entire life, the entire civilization, society is religious. A spiritual society, not secular. India, for example, you have two reality. We have the secular life and the spiritual. When you go to work, you live Western style, follow technology, science, and when you come home, you put on your religious costume and you pray and worship and so on. Some of the Muslim country, day to day they live, it's a spiritual society, religious society. They're not secularized. In that during times of the day they can leave the job, they have to go and pray, they have to dress in their religious clothes, and they have to follow religious injunctions, laws given by the Prophet. So we see it's more strict in places like Saudi, which is now becoming westernized, Kuwait, and what they call the Palestine and so on. These places are very spiritual places. Now calling the people to religion and telling them to follow the religious path, by a political leader is what we call exhortation. It's very nice to fraternize everybody, bringing them under the concept of religion, but we must understand religious is the most complicated subject, the most complicated study. It's very deep. It has very crevices, pitfalls, traps, and it's a journey. It's movement from imperfection to perfection. Religion, also in a general term, religion has caused many disasters on the planet, like the witchcraft hunters, the crusaders, the Islamic invasions and forceful conversion by the sword. Hindu, we have the sati, burning of widows. We have the caste system. We have the dowry. We have all these norms and beliefs in society that has caused a lot of pain and suffering. So what we should aim for is a coexistence of religious people, religious folks, people, different bodies, members of different arms of the major religious. When we speak about religion, we mean that have withstand the test of time, that have survived the journey of time, and they're still here, their members are existing. These can be counted as a major religion, whose practices have been tested, who've been tested scientifically, they've been measured and studied, and positive changes and benefits have come about, right? So we have good that everybody will follow religious, but then I must say only a prophet can lead a nation, things like entire nation to God, to spirituality, and to spiritual fulfillment and happiness. That's the job of a religious leader. God has to, and the words of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, God has to give that authority to you. You should not teach until God gives you the authority. But what we can do, we can emulate, we can practice by ourselves as ritualistic tradition and so on. The changes may come slow in an unscientific way if we gonna be unscientific without teachers, without mentors, without guides. Even the so-called pastors and preachers, they have levels of seniority. They have stages that they pass through, from the novice to the masters to the Melchizedek and so on. Yoga, Hinduism is the same thing. They have stages from the Brahmachari to the Grihasta to the Vanaprastha sannyasis, Dasnami sannyasi, Parivrajak sannyasis, Paramhansa sannyasis. We have the realized guru and the Sahaj Samadhi gurus. So many people have tried to practice religious on their own. Many have become false leaders. Many have become false teachers. Many have been waylaid, trapped, fall into pitfall and trap and become terrible scourges, terrible people in the environment like Rasputin, Grigory Rasputin. See, we have people who have Rawan, who have done great spiritual practice and misused the powers, do harm to people, do penances, win the gurus, the teachers' love and respect, and they acquire so much powers and so much faculties, psychic faculties. They use it to rule the world, to conquer people, to dominate. So this history is replete, is filled with religiosity, experiences and examples, and we should learn from our mistake in the past. As a new nation, we're not embarking on something new. We don't want to rewrite history. We want to go through everything and experience everything the hard way. Let's take lessons from nations that have went through the processes, that have learned. You know, for personally, I think if you're gonna implement religion in Guyana, it's not a one-day affair, right? It's something that has to grow, something that people have to become sensitized about, accept. They need teachers who they can appreciate, who they can idolize, who they could, we could say, exemplify, you know. For example, in England, they have the British School of Yoga. This is an organization. They get teachers, yoga teachers for the nation, for the people. They find jobs for them to teach schools. They have satellite yoga centers throughout the country. They can pay these teachers to rotate around these centers, teaching and giving the skills of hatha yoga, meditation, mantras, and so on. Many knowledge, fasting, Ayurveda, acupressure, acutherapy, tai chi, so on. They organize classes, and so for these teachers, they go there and they can live for a period of time and impart the knowledge. The same can be done in all these big buildings we're building and giving to people that are not doing any good to society, not bringing good. We have a lot to think about and do. You know, one of these buildings could be consecrated as a religious, what we call the day for the religious gang, for the religious crew, where they can appraise and assess the situation. They can, if you're going to bring teachers from different religious background, then they will have to help them to be independent at the beginning, and how to accommodate, find people in the society, in our country who can, who can support them, house them, clothe them for a while. Some of these rich people, some of these upper class people, well-to-do people, they can make that sacrifice, you know, rather than wasting their money in gambling, traveling, pleasure and luxury. They can now rethink, like what many people all around the world are doing. In America, many of the rich people, they can contribute to this, you know, training of worthy people, worthy citizens to be good spiritual teachers. For long we've neglected the spiritual field. We did not give any credibility to people who can be potential spiritual teachers. There are many virtuous, I know personally, Hindu boys and girls who could have been, you know, very good in the spiritual field, but they were not given the encouragement. They became pundits, but they weren't get farther than being pundits. Many of them become exploiters. Many of the pundits today are known as bundits, and many majis, and so they call them Muslims. They say they're scamps. Can't trust them. They'll kill the cows, they slaughter the cows, nobody like to see this kind of thing. Not Hindu, many Hindus, and they're very aggressive. They like a lot of women. These are the rumors about Islam. Then Christianity, there's so much cases here with corruption, with priests have been uncovered and charged. So this thing, for what the great gurus have said, do not be a guru, be a student. That's the best approach for ordinary people. So we have to walk the path. We're just so far away from spiritual civilization, but the air is here, the atmosphere is here. Our ancient ancestors were all connected to spiritual beings and entities. So we must support them. We must go beyond religion to spirituality. We must learn the tenets, the secrets of the universe, the mysteries, the secret societies. They have been established all over the world, helping humanity, gardening the earth, watering the soil, giving life, giving divinity to humanity. We must try to cultivate good spirituality. It's a good step. It's a bold activity on the part of our politicians to say that today is a day of prayers. People, different religious people will meet together. They will pray, they will share their ideas, they will congregate together despite their differences. Let's hope it percolate every day. Let's hope our nation become a spiritual nation. Like some of the Muslim nation, we carry our culture in everyday life that will terminate the materialism that is destroying the society. So we have to learn to cope with the negative side of life, make life beautiful. People say, oh, certain parts of the world are beautiful. Nature is so kind, nature is so generous. But you can also bring the same here, but it's not in nature. The mind also helps also. If you have great minds, it will reflect in everything around you. Greatness, it grows, it's infectious. So with this, I would like to say that we hope that we proceed carefully and properly to a society, a religious society, and to have genuine religious elements in our population, that being spiritual and living the spiritual life, it's not just in words, but in action. We have to help the weak. It's like the mantra goes, Sam Gajadvam, Sam Vadatvam, Sam Vamano Misijanatam, Deva Bhagam, Yata Purvi, Sam Janana Yata Purvi. It means that we have to walk together. We have to be together hand in hand like this peoples of the old, like the sages and the mystic and great saints of the golden age, the Satya Yoga. People are moving from one cycle to another. It is said that we're in the Kali Yuga, the dark ages, in which materialism or Kal Niranjan, the dark lord, rules supreme. And the only way that we can transcend or overcome the pull of these destructive forces in this Kali Yuga age is a devotional path, singing the name of the Lord, praising the Lord, remembering Him always. This is the easiest way in this cycle of Kali Yuga age, or what is known as a dark age. The golden age, the Satya Lok, is when people were naturally spiritual, the environment was there, the saints were everywhere, the people commune with the gods, they talk with the gods, they mix, and then we went to the silver age, the bronze age, and now the dark age, the iron age. The dark ages is now the Kali Yuga, People are everywhere are praying that a Messiah will come to liberate them. He's known as Kalki Bhagawan. He will come again and he will bring light upon the earth. He will teach techniques and methods to suppress and destroy all the physical problems, the psychic problems, and spiritual problems. Everything is in the mind. If you know the secrets to unlock the powers of the mind, you can dispel everything in the world, in this physical world, all the disaster and negativity. So let's hand in hand learn the secrets of mysticism, spirituality. Let's become a powerful nation. Namaskar. Happy Day of Prayers.